So, Feminist Frequency just came out with their new crowdfunding campaign called Ordinary Women, which I'm a little skeptical about because they didn't finish the Tropes versus Women in Video Games. They did about 3 of the 12 that they had projected. So, overall, that seems a little bit disingenuous to the fans of Anita Sarkeesian, because essentially she's like, I'm done with video games. I'm here to talk about women defying history. And quite frankly, that's a little bit more honest because it's what she researched in college. Unfortunately, I don't think any of this is new to anybody. So, I mean, she's going to get a lot of shit for this. And, unlike the shit that she got from gamers, she's actually going to get shit from historians. So that should be interesting to see, as well as from feminists. So she just released her Ordinary Women campaign video. So let's check it out. Okay, wait a second. What is this? These are outtakes. Why don't you put that in that outtakes video? So she starts on her video, and I can't even take that seriously. You're talking about serious stuff, and she wants to goof around on the camera. I don't get it. And so they've definitely upped their production with upped their production with the logo that they have, and I like it, even though obviously I don't like the channel, but that logo is interesting.
And what too often goes unexamined, the way women are portrayed in media, and how that both reflects and shapes our ideas about women in real life. Doing this work, I've often heard people say it's unrealistic or historically inaccurate to have female characters in media that are more than just passive sidekicks or eye candy. But history itself tells a very different story.
Okay, first of all, I don't see a lot of people saying that because there are influential women and women who have rose to the occasion that plenty of people know about. I mean, Susan B. Anthony is definitely a big name. There's several women, so it's not unrealistic. You're just painting this so that people think this is what the narrative is. But if they go out and speak with regular people, they would see that that isn't the case.
Although you may not have heard of them, the past was full of women who were rebels, anarchists, undercover reporters, technological geniuses, and even fearsome pirates. So this Women's History Month, we're embarking on a new project to set the record straight. A video series devoted to women throughout history who defied the stereotypes and lived remarkable lives. Although each of them is extraordinary, they can help us reimagine the world as a place where women doing revolutionary things isn't incredible at all. It's just normal.
Well, it was incredible. It wasn't normal when the women did it. They definitely did defy the societal expectations. So I don't really get what her point is there, because we read about the women in history that have defied gendered expectations. And let's face it, like back when women's rights and the trials and tribulations that women went through were legitimate. Like getting harassed online is not what these women face. And painting that narrative is not good.
We call them ordinary women daring to defy history. While you may not have learned about them in history books, we hope that by the time Women's History Month rolls around again next year, we'll know each and every one of them by name. CHING started out working in a brothel and ended up as the feared commander of one of the largest pirate fleets in history. Ida B. Wells was born a slave but became a daring investigative reporter who exposed the horrors of lynching after the Civil War. MURASAKI SHIKIBU lived at a time when women's names were rarely even written down, but it didn't stop her from writing the first modern novel. Emma Goldman's radical ideas about gender and individual freedom got her kicked out of at least 3 countries and labeled one of the most dangerous women in America. And Ada Lovelace's doctor said her feminine mind was too weak and fragile to handle advanced math. She ignored him and wrote the world's first computer program. Each episode will focus...
Okay, so to be fair, she did address several women that I had not heard of. So that is a plus for her. That being said, these women did defy history and they did do extraordinary things. However, I'm a little skeptical about Anita Sarkeesian's research on this. I think it will be a rough overview. I doubt the videos will be longer than 10 minutes, and I'd be really surprised if the material includes more than just what you can find on Wikipedia.
On one of these women, and featured gorgeous original animation with a style inspired by both the person and the time period when she lived. Although their stories take place everywhere from 10th century Japan to the Reconstruction era of the American...
Okay, so she projected about 80,000 for animation. Now, based on the animation that we saw, I don't necessarily know if that's like $80,000 worth of animation. Now, that's just one time period that she's talking about, and she said that the animation would reflect the time period and the art style and everything like that. And obviously, the Japanese style is a lot simpler, but with that kind of budget, I was expecting a little bit more as far as like fluidity for animation. And since they're already working on it, I'm going to assume that that is actually a finalized product.
So, you may be surprised at how relevant many of their struggles are to women today. We think the stories in Ordinary Women will be entertaining and inspirational to a lot of people, and not just because these women were brilliant. Each of them was surrounded by cultural messages that said women had to be small, quiet, and submissive in order to be good.
That's true.
Spoke up for themselves, often at the cost of harassment, slander, racism, and even death threats.
Okay, it was a little bit different. I get what she's doing here. She's trying to paint the narrative of what she experienced to the experiences of women of the past, and to be quite frank, what they experienced was a lot more extreme, and like they did experience real threats, they did experience real violence, and in some cases they were raped. I mean, I would be surprised if the woman who was a prostitute wasn't raped at some point in her life, which is unfortunate, but we can see how that definitely made her stronger in life. And so, yeah.
The world that was designed to silence and diminish them, they had to be more than just talented. They had to be defiant. We've already invested $20,000 and a lot of effort from our team to lay the groundwork for the first season of Ordinary Women, but we need your help to make this series a reality. One of the most rewarding things about my work with Feminist Frequency has been watching an incredible community of supporters spring up to show how much they care.
Which means giving her money. And they've given her a lot of money. And that being said, we haven't seen a lot from it. I mean, I do my channel for free. Obviously, I'm a small channel, and I don't have the production value of Anita Sarkeesian, which, I mean, like, outside of sound quality, I don't really see much money being put in, and based on what she's done in the past, I'm guessing that her videos are going to be talking head with costumes, which she said that I think it was $60,000. Yeah, I think that's a lot of money that's going into this project, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that is not shown and pocketed.
Me about the work we do and about improving how women are treated in our culture at large. We hope you'll join that community and help us bring these stories to life in a way that celebrates not just the potential of women, but the incredible things we've already accomplished despite the barriers trying to hold us back. These women's stories have moved us, inspired us, and resonated with our own lives in ways that we never expected, and we can't wait to share them with you. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, she should have excluded that part at the end. I know that on her channel she's done outtakes and stuff, but as far as this video is concerned, it wasn't called for and definitely made her project to look a lot less professional. And she's asking for $200,000 for this project. So I'm going to be skeptical, and you should be too. Even if you're a fan of Anita Sarkeesian, which I know plenty of people are, but I will be shocked if she meets deadlines and stuff. So she did not address how many videos she was going to include in this series, which I think was very smart on her behalf because, I mean, we saw with Tropes versus Women in Gaming that she was not able to meet that, and I don't know if she's going to continue that, but she did not meet her deadline. She missed it by 2 years, I think. Yeah, so with this, at least she's being honest by not disclosing how many women she's talking about or the timeline or when the videos are going to be released. So I get where she's going, but I'm just really skeptical. Yeah. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.